All right, been a couple of weeks since my first update. Here's update part 2. Last couple of weeks have been tough. I got sick. Being sick did not do me much good. Super far behind in a lot of my classes. Started to get super stressed out. Spent a bunch of time just kind of, sitting around, wasting away, watching TV, scrolling through social media. Which is understandable when you're sick, but coming out on the other end of that, I had all these assignments kind of start piling up. So whenever I kind of started to go looking at those assignments, I was like, oh shit, fuck that. And wiggled my way back into to Netflix land. And that was not a good time, and kind of got into that cycle that, you can get in with really any kind of addiction almost. So I got into a bit of a rut, sleeping in to some degree because I was sick, but also because I was being a lazy fuck. I kept finding myself, getting distracted on my phone, all that kind of stuff. And I was trying to kind of okay, tomorrow's gonna be that killer day, and get up and get going and get all this stuff done, get to the gym, all that kind of stuff. And I realized there are 4 circumstances that you need to be able to practice discipline in, or that you need to kind of move through in order to establish your habits or establish some new way of being. And so kind of what I mean by that is, first you've got this kind of rut state. The second is when things aren't going well in your life, is being able to stay disciplined and focused and moving to your goals even when things seem uncertain, things seem scary. You've got all these fears coming up, you've got all these problems coming up in your life, and maybe those problems are taking some emotional toll on you. It's going to be difficult to be able to continue to practice whatever principles you want to live by, and move towards whatever goals you want to move towards, and stay consistent with your habits when you have this emotional weight. So that's another thing you got to practice. And then the third is when things are boring and you're just dealing with the day-to-day tedium. You've got to master being able to stay consistent, stay motivated, do all of those, wake up first thing in the morning when it's super early or whatever, keep moving on your goals even when you aren't feeling inspired. And the final state is when you're in kind of an inflated state where things are going really well, where it's you've got a great friend group, you've got all these social activities going on, you've got all these accomplishments, maybe you just finished some goal, all these kinds of things. You need to be able to stay consistent and see the importance of continuing to act in alliance with or in line with your values and with your principles, even when it seems it starts to feel almost pointless in some sense when you have all these victories. It's kind of oh, I did all that so I could have this, now I have this, now I'm gonna stop doing all of that. But as soon as you stop doing all of that, that's when you start to lose all of this. And then, yeah, I mean, it's easy to get kind of complacent, I guess. So that was kind of what I went through. I was trying to get right back onto it, be full discipline, let's go, which is a really good strategy when there's chaos in your life, there's some great source of pain. You can go 100%, and that keeps your mind off of it. At least that's what I found for myself personally. But I found in a rut state, it kind of became more a matter of I felt I just had no control over anything that was going on. And sometimes I could kind of reach up into my conscious mind and grab control and push myself to do some shit. And I think it was just a matter of anytime I had an opportunity to do that, taking that opportunity and exercising as much discipline as possible in those moments. And it was small. It was, the first day or two was literally just this lasted about 2 weeks. And the first day or two was literally just when I'm going to the bathroom, just don't watch YouTube when I'm going to the bathroom. When I come back, sure, if I want to go back to Netflix, whatever. But just trying to take away a lot of those little moments that I spent on my phone and on TV being constantly stimulated. That way it could bring the overall dopamine levels of my brain down, get me kind of regrounded. And that seemed to be pretty useful. Aside from that though, making some good progress, almost done with week 11, working on this pretty crazy app. It's see, what was it called? Food Manchu, just an app where you can basically add or delete ingredients, and then you can make recipes. You can look at those recipes. It's teaching you about core data, which is essentially Swift/Xcode's data management, more advanced data management system. So I'm learning how to use that. That's week 11, which means week 14 is when I do my final project. So that's actually coming up pretty quick. And then week 16 is just looking at the business side of things, how you're gonna get hired, how you're gonna do all of that. So hopefully gonna finish week 11 by the end of this week. But I've got, let's see, I have a big calculus exam, or differential equations and linear algebra exam next Wednesday. And I'm teetering on the edge of failing that class, so I damn well better do well on that exam. That's kind of my saving grace. And I fell way behind in my homework and missed a couple of quizzes while I was sick and going through this whole rut, if you will. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm just waiting for my buddy right now to pick me up. Let's see if he gave me a call. All right, we're good. He's about to pick me up. We're going to the airport, traveling back to Monterey. Might go on a hike or something, get some good views.
Dante's first Cheez-It.
Wow. So mediocre.
Well, I came to the city. I was running from pain. My heart was bleeding, and it hurt my bones to lay. Stayed in the city, no exception to the rules, to the rules. He was born to love me. I was raised to be his fool. I went down to the river and I took a look around. There were old man's shoes, there were needles on the ground. No more mysteries, baby, no more secrets, no more clues. The stars are out there, you can almost see
Just got back from Monterey, back in Colorado. Very intense weekend. Obviously, as you saw, a lot of good times, a lot of fun with a lot of my old high school friends. But the weekend is over. It was something else, but it's time to get back to the grind and keep moving forward. So there are a couple of things I want to talk about. First is the rut escape plan. All right, so there are a couple of things that have to happen here, and I might get a whiteboard in order to talk about this. You know what? This is actually a pretty hefty chit chat that I want to have. So maybe I'm just going to end it there. I have a couple of thoughts that I want to talk about in regards to destimulating your brain, embracing the mundane, the importance of extreme days, and developing a vision of what 110% looks like. And then I'll go into a little business update, but that'll be for the next update. That's all for now, folks.